Do you like to be choked?
Probably not. I've never been choked, but I would assume that would not be a pleasurable experience. Hey, for enough money, I'll be homeostasis for you. From the Dang Studios at 3835 Elm Street in Denver, Colorado, the Cannabis Community Project presents Beyond Sanity with Becca B-Trip, a podcast about wellness, lifestyle, and cannabis.
How do you feel about spanking?
Receiving or giving?
Giving.
I'm okay with that.
Like it's not something you think about.
Even I've done the slight, drip the candle on the thing, but even that's borderline.
We're not talking wax on the nipples or anything. I want that bite piece from Weird Science on my intro or something. I'm just like, we're not talking wax on the nipples.
We could also talk sex movies as a segment on the show, like various movies.
See, that's the thing for me is I've loved sex since I can remember.
And if you want me to walk in line, you should know that I've made up my mind to waste your time.
Not a very good boyfriend. You have a lot of rules. I want to see you as my boyfriend. What's the difference between a boyfriend and a husband? Why do you ask hard questions? I've had 2 previous husbands, and I'm currently on the 3rd husband. I don't see our relationship anymore as a husband and wife. I don't have it defined yet. See, and I'm high, so I'm emotional. I'm to the point of asking him how I want my life to go forward, and I don't know if he can do it, but he's trying for the sake of me because he loves me. I feel like I'm making him miserable, but I can't deny myself either anymore. So I guess I feel like we're finding what our relationship is.
And if you want me to walk in line, you should know that I've made up my mind to waste your time. A river runs through my streets, but I don't notice a thing. I try to sing myself to sleep, dreaming of better. I'm singing no, 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 no. And if you want me to walk in line, you should know that I've made up my mind to waste your time. Suddenly I wonder how the world started ending now. Is it too late to turn around and be better?
So I just started teaching self-defense classes, which I definitely want to promote. And what else am I doing? I'm in this child welfare coalition. We're promoting keeping families unified, especially when it has to do with drug abuse and drug use. And we want to get the laws changed as to how that's being viewed by the state.
Oh, I need a timer, but my phone's all the way over there.
I'll time it for you.
You'll come in and tell me when it's 30 minutes?
I don't want you.
Okay, all right. I'm good. We have so much to talk about. Normally, we would be sitting where right now? We'd be sitting in the massage chairs at Ajoya, which I did get yelled at for that on my last day.
Yeah. I think actually we should start with this is usually what our conversation
Okay, yeah.
is.
So,
That's a good idea.
so yeah, this is, we've been staying connected. You come see me at the dispensary, right? And we talk about steep hill. The other thing is the pen, the vape pen that's in my purse.
AccuVape.
AccuVape.
Yes.
And I was telling you how when I first got into the industry at the Women Grow Summit in 2015, that was in my gift bag. And I really hadn't started using concentrates yet. And I don't really use concentrates yet at that point. I've only been a year into consumption. And that was in the gift bag. And so when I started to use concentrate, that was the first device I used. And I loved it. And I had no idea you were connected to that until I ran into you at the career fair.
Right, at Vanks.
Yeah.
Yes, that was, oh my gosh, that was amazing. That's
So it's
when
like
we really connected.
Right. So this is where I like to start, is how our paths have started to connect, right?
Yes.
We connected, and then we saw each other again, and then it was there at that career fair when you told me you were there also kind of promoting AccuVape, and I'm like, oh, it's like destiny, because
Yes, and I gave you the
you gave me
extra
the
atomizer.
Right. Well, no, yeah, you gave me the whole thing, but yeah, my little twisty thing, the thread broke.
That's the atomizer.
Anyways, I'm high.
That's okay.
Which is good. So today we are doing our different kind of connecting. We spent the whole day together almost.
I know we did. This is the most time we've ever spent together, and I loved it.
I know. It was fun. So today, so our audience knows, today Kim and I were, Kim orchestrated or put together a focus group for moms who consume marijuana.
Yes. It was so amazing.
It really was. It was a very dynamic, vocal group, right? We had lots of opinions.
Lots of them. I was smiling the whole time. Honestly, I could not stop smiling because everyone's giving such good advice. We were getting a little bit off topic, but
yeah, it's hard.
She was a good sport about redirecting us.
Yeah, it was hard. She was really good because she probably had no idea. And I think the other two is the diversity of the mothers, right?
Yes.
Cannabis, how it came into everybody's life. Right.
It's true.
It's so different, but we all support it, and we need everybody's entry or opinion story to keep moving it forward.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. People's stories are very important. They need to be shared.
Right. And that's why I feel about this podcast, is because cannabis comes into everybody's life differently, but it can be very impactful. That's why I wanted you on my show, because after we have our connections at the dispensary on the massage chairs, I just fell in love with your story.
Oh, well, thank you.
I thought it was definitely worth my listeners hearing.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. We've had some really good conversations in those chairs.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I could use that right now.
I know, right?
The leg part was the best.
Oh, I know. We should have hired somebody to massage our shoulders during this.
Ooh, okay, we'll put that out there and see if it happens.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we'll come back. We'll put it out there. Someone reach out, offer us massages.
Massage is why we do podcasts. We wouldn't get anything done. Maybe after.
Well, we can't smoke cannabis here, so
we need a podcast after. That's the seed. The podcast after party. Okay, all right. So we have to, Tarek said I have to stay on topic. Okay, so I want to start with how we met, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, great.
So I met you at did we decide it was the May?
I think it was
May VIP, but I talked to you about Healthy Heady only, or was it Women Grow Healthy Heady?
Probably both. I mean, I was probably high.
Well, yeah, and when I'm at Women Grow, I always not that I didn't, but when I'm pretty much out networking, I'm usually representing Healthy Heady lifestyle.
And that's how I knew you, honestly.
Okay.
Was Healthy Heady. Because I remember seeing you at something else. I had gone to maybe one other thing before I had gone to the VIP. Other than the Women Grow Summit. That was my first event, was the Women Grow.
Right. So that's what we talked about
this morning. Why don't I tell you about that?
Yeah, so I learned today. We sat around after the focus group that kind of pretty much all associated with Women Grow, right?
Yeah. Well, there was the Women Grow and how many
But when we had our little smoke session after.
Oh, yes.
So then we were talking about all of how we got into Women Grow or how we got connected. Mm-hmm. And yours was the summit of 2016.
Yes.
So let's start there.
Okay. So I got to go because I worked at Hill as the general manager, and it was super awesome. I was so excited to go. I got to see a couple people speak, but then I mostly just stood at the table with the people that are from California, and they came in, and I learned so much about the company. I had learned so much about Women Grow. Just hearing everyone, I was so inspired. I had not been feeling as inspired at that time in my life. So seeing people like speak about cannabis and be so open and inviting and all this women camaraderie, it just was really inspiring. And I ended up meeting one of my best friends now, Julia Bramante, there just randomly. She sat at my table. We've been really good, like amazing. She was there for me in times that, I mean, she barely knew me and I was going through the worst time of my life.
Right.
And she was there. It was amazing. And ever since, I've just been riding this wave of cannabis love and women.
Yes, yes. So let's start there. You're on right now, we're calling it the cannabis wave of love and women, which I absolutely love. So let's stop there and flash back. So it's February 2016. We are December 2016. How did you get the position at Steel? How did you find it? That's where you're entry into essentially the cannabis industry.
So let me back up just a little bit farther.
Okay.
So I was working at the Attorney General's office in New Jersey, representing Child Protective Service. And that was in Newark, New Jersey. So I was an attorney. I clerked for a year, and then I was there for about 6.5 years. So for 7.5 years, I practiced law. And then at that time in my life, I wanted and needed to move to Colorado. So I did. And I made that happen. I left the day after Christmas in 2014.
Okay, 2014.
Yep. So come in. It's New Year's Eve, -9 degrees in Denver. So cold. And
Like it is right now.
Well, it was actually 50 today.
I know, but the sun, well, now the sun is out now. Jeez. Okay, go. Yeah.
So I was unemployed for a few months, and then I started working at a bakery. And then that opportunity presented itself for a company back in New Jersey that was trying to purchase the license of a cannabis testing lab. And that happened to be Steel. So I started working there as a general manager officially in February of 2016. But I've been working for the company back in New Jersey selling. So that's how I got involved.
Okay.
So they were doing a distribution. So they had connected with Hillary and Chuck, who own Ape. And so I started repping them in the summer and fall, and basically like the rest of 2015 and into 2016, but not as much as when I became the manager at Bell.
Okay, so AccuVape and Pill are connected.
No.
Oh.
AccuVape and the company in New Jersey.
Oh, company in New Jersey.
Yes. So that was trying to purchase the Steel license in Colorado.
Okay, I gotcha.
So I was just doing that, and then when I became the manager, I got that opportunity to grow.
Right.
And then very soon after that, my husband had left and moved back to New Jersey, and I started realizing that I guess everyone was so passionate and grow with everything that they did. I mean, men and women. It was just everyone was doing exactly what they wanted to do. And I think that started planting a seed in me that was like, what are you doing, Kim?
Right.
Like I all of a sudden was on my own. I used to have 2 dogs. He took them. And so I was literally just me.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what it was. And at the same time, meeting all these women. And that's exactly when you met me.
Right.
And that's why I said before, I felt drawn to you. That day, I need to speak to her.
Yeah, I was talking about the red dress because I was wearing the red dress.
Yes. And I remember I hadn't networked in so long. And I felt so uncomfortable at that event.
Oh.
But just because I didn't know I literally went to that party and didn't know anybody.
It is so intimidating.
It was. But so much amazing stuff has happened since then. I mean, all these wonderful conversations we've had. I'm no longer working for Steel, and I just accepted a job in their compliance department.
Yay.
I'm super excited about that.
I have a sidebar question.
Okay. I don't really know much about that.
But you can find out.
Okay.
Give me the info.
Okay.
There's a Native Roots in Colorado Springs, just down the hill from my mom. So that's where I go get my edibles. Well, just because that's usually all I needed is edibles because I can get my flour elsewhere. I go in, I don't know, right after Thanksgiving maybe, during Thanksgiving. They have no edibles.
What?
Because of all the compliance changes coming down on 12/1.
Oh, yeah, they had to trash them.
Well, yes, but the companies have already been making them compliant for a couple months. So why they didn't have any inventory, I was beyond me. And the guy said, well, we do have 17 stores. And I was like, well, you guys should have been the first one to be fully compliant. Like, it was already almost fully compliant by 12/1. Like, we were basically didn't have hardly any non-compliant stuff left by 12/1.
I think it probably depends on how much they'd already purchased, right? I mean, if they'd already purchased all the non-compliant stuff, maybe they wouldn't have wanted to get rid of it. I don't know.
I don't know. It was just weird. They had no inventory. Like, nothing. I think I was able to get one Incredible.
I mean, that's probably a problem with the general manager.
Yeah.
I don't know. But maybe.
I'm like, that was the weirdest thing
the
I've
ordering
ever
person.
Heard. Yeah.
Maybe,
but there you go.
Maybe it was just an overlook on that one
store.
Maybe.
Yeah, Colorado Springs are like, eh.
I don't know. Well, it's medical only.
Well, and I have my medical card. Yeah.
Right. I do too. Why do you have yours?
For my neuroma on my foot.
Okay.
It's very painful.
Is it still?
Yes.
Marijuana helps.
Yes.
Nice. So do you use CBD on it?
Well, I just worry about saying it online, but I use it for my anxiety.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean, it helps me get through my day without freaking the frick out.
I mean, I can relate. I use it. I have my med card for migraines. which I have a documented history of migraine since forever. I actually had, in 8th grade, I had a headache or migraine almost my entire 8th grade year and my senior year of high school.
Jeez.
I attribute that to stress, though. Now, a lot of it, and I think a lot of it was just probably the environment I was in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing learning health coaching is everybody perceives life differently. And we can't tell somebody not to stress about something. It's not our job to tell somebody what to stress over and what not to. And so it's a matter of us learning how to deal with our own perceptions of the world and our stresses. And I think some of us are more sensitive to the world.
Right. Or even just about certain issues.
Or certain issues. I mean, it could be anything, and it's our own perception. But I think we want to put everybody into a box and say, you should feel this way, you should perceive it this way, you should, instead of just letting us perceive the world and question and make our own.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
A lot of acceptance.
Yes.
Just
self-acceptance.
Right. And of others. Just saying that, well, this is who they are. I try and be like that.
But it's hard, right? It's hard. It's hard.
It can be. I think that I try and be accommodating to others in the fact that if something's important to them, I can say, okay. Like if they have a preference over something.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or,
but then it comes to a matter of, leads to some other good topics. Our compromises. So, like you said, I'm a very giving person, or we say I'm flexible. But it's this, what do we then end up compromising on? That's compromising our own happiness.
Agreed.
Right?
I have put my happiness first for the first time in my whole life this year. Honestly, I think I make all my decisions are what will be best for me. And it's not that I'm selfish. I'm actually probably less selfish now than I've ever been.
Because do you feel like you can be, you're more giving because you're taking better care of yourself and you're making decisions for you and your happiness?
Yes. Actually, I would say I'm living my truest life now. If there were ever to be a time in my life, because for one, this is one of the first times in my life that I've been single and extremely happy about it.
Right?
And loving it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's freeing almost.
It's so freeing. I date and I hang out with guys, but to me, it's been a very weird transition. And I messaged my friend this weekend, or just the other day, so if I'm great if a guy wants to go on an adventure. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. That's great. And then if he wants to go for dinner, I'm like,
no.
Maybe? And then he's like, we should go on a double date. I was like, oh my God, I need to get out of here.
Right, because I kind of feel you. I think it's almost like we have almost perilous energies in a weird way, because I feel similar in the fact that I feel like I'm dating again with a different perspective that I should have had 20 years ago. Or even 10 years ago.
Oh, my God.
And I feel like it's more mature. I feel like I can be my authentic self immediately. And I feel like connection with somebody is even that more energetic. I can't even describe it, but just more like nothing I've ever felt before. An energy I've never felt before.
Yep.
Being able to be my 100% self.
Right. When you're true to yourself, then you invite others who are true to themselves.
Yes.
And that's how I felt with you. I have even Anastasia. I mean,
yes.
People that I
knows Anna.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to say, bleep that out. Brainstorm knows her as well.
Yeah. But I feel that when you invite people in, or you're true to yourself, you're inviting the right people in. And I mean, I'm laughing that I'm even admitting this. When I went down to go visit my sister down in Hawaii, she had a solo art show, and she's an amazing artist. JamieRAllen.com. You can check out her work.
We'll put that on the website. I don't know how to do that yet, but we'll get there.
And she sells her work out of Kauai, but she had a solo show in Oahu, and so I visited her. And her and pretty much everybody else that I knew, which there are a lot of people, I've been there quite a few times, and they were all busy. And I was like, well, how am I going to meet somebody last minute who's in this very close proximity who wants to do what I want to do? And I was like, I should just join Tinder.
Yes, Tinder is hugely popular.
So, I mean, I had, and not even 2 or 3 weeks before that, I had been camping with my girlfriends, and they were all talking about Tinder, and I'm going, I am just not ready for that, which I'm totally not. I mean, I came back to Colorado and deleted it. I was like, I hope no one sees me on that. But when I was there, I put out this stuff. I just want someone who go on an adventure and have a good conversation. And I ended up liking this guy, Marks, and he liked me. And so we met up, and he messaged me and goes, granted, we were meeting at like in the morning almost. And he said, do you want to go for food or drinks? And I was like, drinks? Like, absolutely not. I was like, how about a hike or surfing?
Yeah.
And he writes back, he goes, well, usually people meet, but like before they do something serious like that. But sure, this sounds fine. So we end up meeting, and it was like, seriously, I like feel drawn to him.
Yeah.
And turns out I had just trained jujitsu with his best friend an hour before.
Wow.
It was so weird. And so we ended up hanging out a whole bunch of times. He came to my sister's show, and he has helped me. I had this terrible breakdown a couple of weeks ago, and I did not know who to call. I mean, being single.
You can always call me.
Oh, I know.
You can always text me.
Thank
Just
you.
say, do you got time to chat?
Oh,
I need somebody. A hug.
I know. Sometimes you do just need a hug.
Yeah.
But
I referenced you on my very first one. Podcast, or my second one, when I said I have a friend who said we need 8 hugs a day.
Yes.
And I said, I wonder if I get 8 hugs a day.
Yep.
And so I referenced you before you were my guest.
Thank you. You do need 8 hugs a day. They say that's for maintenance. 4 is like, they say the absolute minimum, but you really should get 12.
Oh, okay.
So
12.
I know.
I want so goal for the audience this next week is count how many hugs you give. I think you should get 12. So do you need to initiate 12, or you just need to see that you've gotten 12?
So how I do it is if I'm having a good embrace, sometimes I just hold it longer, and that could probably count for 4 because it's a good one.
So maybe make it the quality of the hug, not the number of the hug.
Yes.
Because you could always do the side hug all day long.
I was just going to say.
Who wants a side hug?
I actually have a friend who I'm pretty sure cares about me a lot, but he gives me a side hug. And he did it this weekend. When did I go skiing? Like 2 days ago? Mm-hmm. And I was like, why are you giving me a side hug? You're trying to make me think that you don't care about me?
But that's, again, perception and people's comfort of touch. And
maybe I make him feel uncomfortable. It wasn't public. It was at one of the dino lots.
What's a dino lot?
The dinosaur lot that's right off 70. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Dino Ridge.
Yeah.
Dinosaur Ridge.
Yes, it's right over there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there's lots over there so you can do meetups. So you go out to the mountains.
Oh, okay.
You know that adventuring is my favorite.
Oh, I know it is. I love watching your photos on Facebook because you are out there every weekend. Sun, rain, snow, freezing, camping. And I'm like, I love you, but I'm not that best friend for you. I will not do any of that in cold weather. Now, next summer, I'll go on a hike with you for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Let's make a date of it.
Oh, for sure. I would love to.
But I'm not a cold girl.
I know. I post a lot more pictures on Instagram.
Oh, I'm never on Instagram.
Really?
Because I'm old.
At Kim Explores Colorado. Is what it is.
So let's do a quick introduction because we never did that. So
yeah, that's true.
Like your name, how do you want to introduce yourself? And I would like to know how old you are.
Oh yeah.
Those kind of things. Like if you wanted to reveal that, and then let's talk about relationships.
Yeah, and actually we'll segue from my birthday and say I did the seminar and go into mental health. So
I haven't seen you since.
Perfect.
Let's see. I saw you from Hawaii.
I did. I told you that Tinder story.
I don't remember. Oh, I was really high.
Oh, okay. I know. Just to say how that ended is that we're still friends and we still hang out. No, we don't hang out. He's in Hawaii, but we still chat.
I better get my coat. It's freezing. Okay. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name officially is Kimberly Ann Allen, but I like to go by Kim Allen.
Did you ever go by Kimberly Ann when you were little?
No. I don't think that anyone ever called me that, really. My mother calls me Kimberly, though. I used to use Kimberly A. Allen when I was practicing law, and it's hard. Part of the reason I did that professionally is because Kim Allen, people hear Tim Allen and Jim Allen. So it's really just for ease of leaving a voicemail or introducing myself on the phone that I was using Kimberly. And then now, especially when I moved to Colorado, I actually officially changed it to me going by Kim Allen.
Oh, nice.
Like that's for sure what I was being called. And I've never really had a nickname. One of my best girlfriend's name is Kim, and she goes by Kimmy.
Yeah.
So I never did.
Anybody ever call you Kimmy? Do you like to be called Kimmy?
Not really. Some people lately have been calling me Kimchi.
I like that, Kimchi.
It's cute.
It fits you because you're so cute.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You have such a positiveness. Like, you can see it in your eyes.
Thank you.
They sparkle. I was just thinking about that. My great aunt passed away 2 days ago.
Oh,
That's
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, she had a stroke, but anyways, so she'd been in a home. Her husband passed away 18 months ago. But anyways, I don't want to sidebar the conversation. But she was the youngest of my grandfather. That's his sister, his youngest sister. So there were 4 siblings. Now there's only 2. So it's sad to watch the generation. You know what I mean?
It is.
Because you're moving on to the next generation.
Yes. I know.
But her soul, I was saying, sweetest soul, and so to the core that her eyes always tinkled and sparkled. Oh. And just the sweetest lady. And I see the same in you. Yeah. You can see it in people's eyes.
Thank you. Your eyes sparkle too. You have an energy about you.
I do.
Yep. I've actually noticed that since moving here, not since moving here. I should preface. Usually it's from April to now, and then from April to before.
Yeah, we'll talk about that April event.
Right. So it's just kind of, I feel I have different perspective on life. Mm-hmm. Much different. I feel very fortunate.
Yes.
I feel the more grateful you are, the more you have to be grateful for.
I don't know if you've met Amy, but I want to introduce you to Amy. Oh, you should come with me to holiday party next Tuesday. Are you free Tuesday night? Look at your schedule.
A guy asked me to go on a full moon hike.
Oh yeah, it is full moon.
Uh-huh. I was maybe going to move that to Wednesday, but I have someone else's birthday party.
Well, when we're done with this, we'll chat.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, finish your introduction.
Oh, so where...
Oh, you're Kim Allen. We talked about your full name.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just cut that out. Maybe I should start over.
No, it's fine. And how old are you?
Yes. Oh, so I just turned 35. I did on Saturday, actually. December 3rd.
Happy birthday. You are a Sagittarius?
I am. Mm-hmm. I don't know much about my signs and stuff. I do want to learn more. Mm-hmm. But people always say, oh, I can see that. They always say that I'm a Sag.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I guess I don't know enough about it either. But my mom is December 5th. And I can tell you're nothing like my mom.
No. I think they say they're independent.
Oh, okay.
I've always been independent.
My mom
even at a very young age, I was independent.
Oh, yeah. My mom's super independent. But I just thought that was stubborn. But that's two different things, right? 2 different qualities. You can be stubborn and not independent.
Oh, yeah. I could be stubborn. I find I'm less stubborn now. It's amazing how much my perspective has changed.
So do you want to talk about April? Do you want to talk about
what I did for my birthday?
Yes, your birthday.
Yeah. Okay. Since it just happened. And honestly, it was one of the most amazing weekends.
So you just turned 35 on Saturday. And what did you do?
So, I turned 35. And what I like to say is that is only a third of my life. I am going to live to be 105. That's what I've been telling people.
Oh, no. That has a ring to it as well. Yeah. You could do a card or something.
I feel like if I lived to be that long, I could. My great-grandfather lived to be 109.
Wow.
I know. He died in 1999.
Okay, but he lived that long, but do you think he lived quality of life? Like he was...
You have to. When you live that long, you have good health.
Okay.
And then you deteriorate and gone.
You go fast.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And he did. It was within days, I think.
Yeah. And you think he lived an active, healthy...
Oh, yeah. He was playing shuffleboard. He was in an active community. And he used to go on Good Morning America because his birthday was
every year.
On New Year's Eve.
Oh.
So, they would have...
So you're famous.
No, I'm not. He was.
Well, by relation, you're famous.
Oh, yeah, sure. My sister's way more famous than me. I know. My sister is an amazing artist. She's my best friend, for sure.
So, yeah, let's talk about your can we start at childhood? Like where you grew up and your family life? And how
we're going to start. We've been chatting for a while.
I know.
That's okay. I know there's so many
topics. That out.
And my birthday. How about I just say what I did for my birthday?
Oh, yeah, your birthday.
Okay. So, oh my gosh.
I can't wait to hear this back. Okay, go.
My birthday, I actually had spent the last few months planning this Submit the Stigma seminar, which happened to, the event was on my birthday. And so Submit the Stigma they're promoting mental health awareness and to submit the stigma of mental health. And by doing that, you have to inform people and spread the word that this is a disease and that it's treatable and people shouldn't be isolated or afraid to come out or seek treatment because of that stigma that exists and that they're afraid that they're going to be judged. Mm-hmm. And so I had quite a few times in my life where I personally saw firsthand what the stigma of mental health did to people. And it really was life-changing, honestly. I mean, it really – and I basically just wanted to help spread the word as a movement within the jiu-jitsu community, which I trained jiu-jitsu for over the past 4 years. So maybe we could talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, so you trained jiu-jitsu, which Brainstorm, he does something else too. So I always wanted to connect you two on that level too.
Oh, okay. So I basically got connected with a girl who is promoting this Submit the Stigma movement because her father had committed suicide in 2015. And she started this and she started doing jiu-jitsu seminars. And I had seen that she had done 1 or 2. And so I said, you should come to Denver and do it at Easton Training Center, which is where I train under Elliot Marshall and Amal Easton. So we ended up getting this event organized, and Kat Zingano came out. And I don't know if you know anything about her, but she is a UFC fighter, and she fought Ronda Rousey.
Okay, yeah.
And which
I looked at the pictures, but I'm not super familiar with that, but I know some names.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
But it was amazing that she came out. She has experienced unfortunate loss. Also, her estranged husband had committed suicide. And that meant so much to me that I basically shared my story with her, and she got back in touch with me and decided to come out. Been such a great voice for the seminar that we put on and that she had hosted with me. And also we had other UFC fighters, Neil Magny, Cody Donovan, and Foster Bailey. And so they all put on this event. It was a fundraiser, and all the money went to NAMI, which is the National Alliance of Mental Illness. And we did it to the Colorado chapter.
Yep.
And so we've raised almost $2,000.
Nice.
Yeah. So
That was awesome.
Yep. So
what a way to celebrate your birthday.
yeah. So that was amazing. And, I got to basically hang out and train jiu-jitsu. And then my friends had a holiday party, so I went to that afterwards and won some candy in one of those white elephant parties. And then what did I do? Oh, and then the next day I went up to Rocky Mountain National Park in Estes Park and tried to hike up to Sky Pond. And my friend that I went hiking with fell through the lake.
Oh my God.
So we
How scary.
It was just his feet, but it was, I think, 7 degrees, and the wind was insane. The one lady that we saw thought that the wind was 70 miles an hour.
Oh my God.
I would have said at least 60, so
Yeah, I would have never done
it
that.
was serious. But we couldn't find the path, and so we were like, oh, we'll just walk on the shore of the water, and then he fell through. At least it wasn't my suggestion, though. I told him we could have turned back, and he went on, so I didn't feel so bad.
Wow, I think that's great. I didn't realize all of that. I think it was on Saturday, and I was in Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay.
We went down because my mom's birthday's Monday the 5th.
Yes.
So we went down Saturday, took the kids to the Parade of Lights down there, stayed the night with her, and did some things around the house for her that I don't like to, like putting a desk together. Willie did that. That's why I didn't make it, but I want to come to the next one.
Oh,
But
what are you talking about?
All of because you've had a couple events, your self-defense and your
Oh, yeah, but that's
jiu-jitsu.
not, no, so that I didn't have anything like that for my last weekend.
No,
Oh,
but I know you've had a couple of things out there, and I haven't made it, and I feel
Oh, that's
terrible.
okay. Yeah, this Sunday, actually, I have a self-defense class. It's called Highly Aware.
Oh, okay, yes.
I would like to market it to dispensaries. That's why I named it Highly Aware.
Yeah.
I just think it's important for people to empower themselves and learn how to defend themselves if danger were to arise. And in the cannabis industry, as you know, it's a lot of young women.
Yeah.
You're in a cash business. People get out late. It's dark. Mm-hmm. And and it's can be a
I was
sketchy
working
situation.
I was doing that, but we always left in twos.
See, but why are you leaving in twos? Because it's not that safe.
Well, yeah, and
No, but that's a great point.
yeah,
is that we should.
but we need a different way to market that, and we can talk about that when we're done because I have ideas for you.
Oh, I thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because that's where your focus right now is on building experiences,
Yeah.
adventure experiences, just like you talked about going on a hike that we're in at 70 miles an hour of a wind and it's 7 below zero. That would be an adventure you would want to take somebody on.
No. So tomorrow, okay, this is my plan for tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow I am going to probably wake up at 4:30. I'm going to drive to Hanging Lake.
Oh, I love Hanging Lake.
I know. But we've been getting dumped on. There's probably going to be so much snow up there.
There's
And
9 inches up there last night.
I know. Some people were reporting over a foot.
Well, I know at Keystone it was 9.
I think Vail said 12.
Okay.
But you never know.
That's
it could
further
be
up.
a snowdrift. Exactly.
That's further
And
up.
Hanging Lake is even more.
And that's over past right before Glenwood.
Yep. So we're gonna go up there.
Yeah.
I think my friend might bring his drone. So I'm super stoked about that. Yeah, so I'm excited about that hike, but they say you need crampons, which I do have Yak Tracks. Do you know what those are?
I have no idea. You said crampons, which sounds like a tampon with a cramp.
No. So basically yak tracks, which is what I have.
And that sounds like something you like throw up in.
No, it's like a chain for your shoes.
Okay, like really
snow tire, like chains, but it's
serious snowshoes.
Yes, and chains for your like hiking boots, and then crampons have big spiky things off of them, like big ones, like an inch long at least.
And that is not something you put inside you. Not
no, God, no. It's so that you can hike in the winter.
You call it a crampon.
Yes, I know. I don't know why it's called that. But
I can hear it now, cramp or clamp on.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, though.
Okay, go ahead. So you're going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then, okay, one thing about me is pretty much if I say I'm going to do something, I do it.
Yes, your follow-through is immaculate.
Well, thank you.
It really is. Your outline was amazing.
Oh, you saw
Yeah,
it?
I'm like, thanks. I need her as my assistant.
I do. And if I don't, like, when I went to Hawaii, somebody gave me all these lobsters when I went camping unexpectedly. And so I wanted to reciprocate. And I said, well, I'll give you this THC pill that I have. And, it was like a 50 milligram one.
Yeah. Stratos.
I don't know. Dank sells them though.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming Stratos. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so I was like, I should just give that to him. And then I didn't. I'd forgotten. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so how am I going to get this to him? And I gave it to my friend that I'd met on Tinder. And then I don't even want to feel annoying, but I've asked him at least once if he's given it to him. I don't think he has.
He doesn't have that. He took it himself.
No, I gave him at least 2. This guy, he was amazing. He was living out of his van for 2 years.
Okay, so let's talk about Mark.
Oh, Mark.
Was that his name?
It is.
Okay, that's what he said.
I know.
Yeah, let's tell me about him.
I know.
Is he hot? Okay,
Yeah.
did you...
I don't... No, it's not.
Oh, we don't want to talk about that?
No, I already told you a lot.
Okay, fine. Where did we leave off? Oh, the adventure. Your adventure.
Oh, yeah.
You follow through. So tomorrow told your friend. Who's the friend you're going with tomorrow?
My friend Sam.
Is this the one that we kind of...
No.
Oh.
He's just a friend that I've met through some of my girlfriends. When I did a girls trip in September. I planned at Twin Lakes. And I went camping for the first time by myself. And then the next night, my girlfriends came. And so it was like my first girls trip that I had planned. It was awesome. It wasn't supposed to be a girls trip, but it turned into one. And then they introduced me to this guy.
Oh, okay.
He's very nice. We just have a lot in common. And he likes to go adventure. And he likes photography and
just have fun hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Doing the things you want to do.
Exactly. Except he's allergic to nuts.
Ooh,
and I pretty much live off of nuts.
Right.
So that gets tricky. And I'm like, that I even bring it up. But seriously, nuts are always on my mind.
No, seriously, that's the thing. Because Max, my youngest, he's got the severe nut allergy.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I don't even want him around me when I have nuts. So I can totally understand. If I was with a guy like that, I would never eat nuts.
Well,
and then it's like a deprivation, or you got to go into hiding.
Yes. We talked about making dinner one time together, and he said that he was afraid to go in my kitchen.
Believe me, I know him. I know.
And I felt really bad about it. It kind of made me think, I was like, well, can I just, I don't know. I mean, I could still eat it.
Yeah, but it's
not like
it makes you think twice, especially if you're, it's a loved one, right? I mean, you would never want to
harm him. I know. Right. I don't want to harm him.
But, I've heard you can get rid of the allergy.
What?
Through acupuncture.
Really?
And so I really want to research that. So if any of my listeners are listening, I briefly started it, but I really want to investigate it again.
I'll mention it to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do some research on that. So when we come back again, we can follow up on that.
Okay. I'm excited to go to Hanging Lake. And
so beautiful up there.
I know.
Have you ever been?
No. So that's why I got sidetracked about what I'm always going to do. So I tried to go when I went to Moab, but then the line was out the door or out all the way to the highway.
Well, nobody's going to be up there this weekend.
I know. So this is what I do. I get something in my head and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was almost the end of the year. I was like, I better go. I better do it.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be actually beautiful this weekend.
I'm sure.
Like 50 degrees down here.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. It's probably going to be cold up in the hound still.
Okay. I've done Hanging Lake hike. And I did it with my with my 4 children. We did it a few years ago. And so Max was maybe only 3. And they did it. They hiked all the way. But we're talking July.
Okay.
In the middle of the week. So we were able to get in. Mm-hmm. But I would never do that in the winter. Ever.
I'm excited. I never really did winter hiking until this year. Well, I've been trying to basically do all new stuff.
Yeah.
And I like to try new things. And I get into a lot of different things.
That's good.
It is good.
It is.
It keeps my mind guessing.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel we haven't really talked about the five focuses that your podcast is for, but one of them is connecting with something greater.
Yeah, something.
And
So one of the things that can get out of whack in our life is our connection with something greater than ourselves.
Right, greater than ourselves. And I feel like that's Mother Nature. Okay. For me.
Right.
Something about that, like getting connected and being out there. I get claustrophobic being inside. I will put the windows down in the car all the time, even when it's freezing out. I don't always sleep with the window open, but I like the cold air. Mm-hmm. And I would, though, if I could. It's just sometimes I can't sleep well if I can hear stuff from outside. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is really what it is. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I can just be myself when I'm out in nature, and I don't have to think about a lot of stuff that's worrying me. Like I usually go out there and say,
it's therapeutic.
Right, it's therapeutic. I usually go out there and I think I'm going to think about it a lot. And I'm like, okay, well, I will figure out my problems when I'm out there. I'll, decide what's going to happen, And then I never do it. I don't even think about it. I feel like when you're in nature, you can be present in the moment.
Yes.
So when you're present in the moment, you're being more mindful, and then I'm not worrying about all that stupid shit. Or that's bothering me.
Yeah. Or you have, mine is I have solutions. Like things come together like, oh, why was I so worried? That works perfect.
Right. And usually that comes on my drive home. So I go out there, if I'm worried about whatever, and then I don't even think about it. And then when I come home, I was like, oh, yeah, I never even thought about that. What should I do? And then all of a sudden I have the answer.
Yeah.
And it just comes to me. I'm like, wow, that was pretty easy. Mm-hmm. That's it. That is the trick, is to be mindful in life.
Yes. And living in the now.
Yes.
Because it's right now is what counts. It's not where we're going. I want to be happy right now.
Yes.
And grateful, right?
Oh, yes.
And I think being grateful, that's where I got off on a tangent. Amy, we had the goddess party in February last year, and she did our reading, and mine was Year of Gratefulness.
Oh.
A year of gratitude.
Okay.
And I tell you what, right, the last couple of months, I have felt so grateful for everything that happened over the last year, no matter how hard it's been. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't take it back at all. I wouldn't change the thing. It was like what you talked about, taking that leap of faith. Yeah. I took the leap of faith, and I didn't die. I didn't crash and burn. I didn't have to go crawling back. And if anything, I flew. And I'm at that next ledge to take a jump, and I have to figure out where I'm jumping.
You're amazing. That's seriously, what you're saying is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I had the worst year of my life, but it was also the best year of my life.
Right.
And it's only because I could be grateful for every single thing that has happened to me.
Right. So the gratefulness is like when you look back on it as you getting to Colorado, right?
Oh.
You put the work in, and that, I don't want to get digress too much, but that's where your relationship where you said I needed to be courageous.
Oh, yes.
And your life in New Jersey was not where you knew your happiness was.
Nope. Actually, so how I got to Colorado, I'll try and give you a brief version. My girlfriend from high school moved to Colorado when we all went to college. And so I visited her in 2007 in Pagosa Springs. And that was amazing. I think I wasn't talking into this.
No, I've heard you the whole time.
Okay. And so I went there. I just become a lawyer, so I wasn't going to move, but I was in love with it. And then I came back in 2010, I want to say, with my ex-boyfriend. And I knew then I needed to move here. Like, this had to happen. And one of the main reasons that I broke up with him was, besides the fact that it was just not meant to be, but that I wanted to move to Colorado, and I knew he never would.
Right.
And I just knew had to be over now. Mm-hmm. And so I became single. I think that was December 2011, actually on my 30th birthday.
You have a lot of significance in your birthdays.
I know. It's crazy. I couldn't believe I did it. And I actually was going to wait till the next day. I knew the day before.
That you were going to break up with him?
Yep. But it was like 11 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. I was like, what am I going to do? It's 11 o'clock at night. My birthday's in an hour. I guess I'll wait till Sunday. And then it just happened.
Yeah.
Instead. And it was great. I wish him well. Like, I think he started dating this girl that I always told him was in love with him. And then I decided I was going to move to Colorado, and then I met my ex-husband now, and
you met him
9 months later.
Oh, almost a year later. Okay.
And
when were you planning to move to Colorado after you knew you needed to get here? Or what was your plan to get here?
It was kind of tricky because being an attorney, you only can be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would have had to become barred, and could I get another job? And
so you got to figure out the finance situation.
Yeah. And then when I met my ex, he ended up working for a company that had an office out here. So when we had first met, I mean, I was up front with him right from the start. I'm going to be,
I want to go to
like,
Colorado.
Hi, I'm Kim. I'm going to be moving to Colorado. And he has...
That's good. You were authentic.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
No hidden agenda there.
No. And he had said that he wanted to be in California, and Colorado sounded interesting.
And it's on the way.
Yeah, exactly. And so it just seemed like a fit. And then ultimately when you got that job, and then when it seemed like we should move, it basically, the decision for me was I was trying to wait out my pension vesting at the Attorney General's job, which is after 10 years. I made it 6.5. After I turned 30, I was like, can I really wait that much longer to start my life? That's really what I started thinking. And, then after I wasn't with my ex, it just seemed like I needed to. If I don't start my life now and start doing what's right for me, I never will. And why am I going to waste? I knew somebody from college, somebody we were friends with, she died of breast cancer before the age of 30.
Yes.
Somebody in law school that I was friends with, he passed away of brain cancer, I think, and he was 27 or something. And you just never know. And I just didn't want to wait anymore. And so we came out here, and
with his company he was able to work here.
Transfer, yeah.
And then you were able to come out here and then look for work.
Exactly.
Right. Perfect. So it worked together. It just came together like it's supposed to.
It did come together.
Yeah.
And
you couldn't be happier.
Right.
Right.
And, happier that we moved here.
Well,
it didn't end well.
Well, I know, but at that point, we're at the point in the story, like what you manifested. You were here twice. You wanted to be here. You knew the situation you were in wasn't going to happen. You didn't want to wait. Serendipitous, you met your husband who was like, yeah, I don't want to be in Jersey either.
Yep.
And we're able to start at least moving out of that into Colorado where you wanted to be.
Yep, exactly.
So it
really, I feel like my life is just so different even now from before, and there's been so many phases in my life.
Yes.
And when I had...
But to be conscious and to see it, right? And to appreciate it.
I can.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
So, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
And so in 2011, I started, after I became single, I started having this phrase, be curious.
Yes.
Where I just started to do so much other stuff. I mean, I think I surfed for the first time. I started longboarding. I slacklined. Just so many things where my focus had been before partying and drinking and just kind of, and I was smoking marijuana at that time too. I just I wasn't happy. And so when I became single, I stopped drinking because it was causing me to be emotional. I didn't want to be emotional. And I feel like...
Is this recently?
No, that was in 2011.
Okay, so you quit drinking in between the 2010 breakup and meeting your future here in Colorado husband.
I basically stopped drinking just so I wouldn't be crying and being emotional.
Yes.
And then...
Though I can be high and be very emotional.
that doesn't usually happen. Sometimes, but usually it's alcohol that triggers it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on I think it's usually around the time of the month. I PMS and cry when I'm high.
Oh, please. I get very emotional.
Yeah.
But I am an emotional person.
But it's a great release for me, so I don't avoid it. But whoever's with me, sorry, I cry, and it could be tears of joy.
No kidding. Some people get uncomfortable with crying. I was crying a lot over Thanksgiving, but it felt good.
My heart breaks. So when you say that, were you all alone because you should have come to my house?
No, there was like 19 of us on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got 2 condos with a bunch of my friends. It was a really good time. Good. And I kind of feel bad sometimes for them because I do cry, but it's because I love them and I feel comfortable with them that I can cry when I'm there.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to tell people when I'm going through a difficult time because I think when my parents, it's always been, you're fine. Like, just show everybody that you're fine. Appearances are everything. And for me, I'm not like that. I want to be
authentic.
Yeah, I do want to be authentic. And so sometimes my emotions do get the better of me. And I probably cry around people who are like, what the hell?
I cry too in the weirdest things. But I wanted to tell you because I related to that. So my story came out on NBC in Miami, Nightly News. My weight loss.
Yes.
Well, my dad saw it, and I talked to him because my aunt passed away. This all kind of ties together.
Oh, okay.
And, talking about when the services are and stuff like that. And he's like, you about died, blah, blah, blah. Just the way he said it. I'm just like, Dad, you will never get it. I said, no. I said, I wanted to say a lot of this crap that I'm dealing with is because I have to get over my childhood. And he was not in it, right?
Yeah.
The absence of him has been a big, huge component of me.
Aww.
The absence of a father. And I don't ever know if that relationship will be healed.
Yeah. Sometimes
And it's hard to talk, and it's hard to talk about.
Oh.
Because you want to love your dad, but you think he was never there to save you.
Do you need a hug?
No. This is about you, not me. But I can relate to what you're saying is that. I'm like, of course, Dad, you don't know, because you don't know me. My father doesn't know his own daughter. And I absolutely never, ever want to say that about my child.
Yeah.
I want to know my children inside and out.
Girl, we are having some kind of weird vibes because I have said those words recently that my father doesn't know me.
Yeah. And my mom says, well, why don't you talk to your dad like that? I'm like, I could never, ever talk to my dad that way because it would break his heart. And I could never be the one that broke his heart.
I mean, maybe
even though I feel like he's broken my heart. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Share.
Well, I share everything with you.
I know. We do share a lot.
Yeah, but everybody that's on my podcast knows everything about me. And that's why, because I like this crazy lady. I'm gonna do a podcast with her. Sorry, we got off on a tangent on the father thing. Your parents, how you have to have the picture perfect and not really. Yeah.
I wish I was able to relate more with my parents, or that they could relate more with me. And I don't know exactly why we don't. My sister always says that you just have to accept them for who they are and not expect anything else. And I think that goes for everybody. And that actually has helped me a lot this year, is to not have expectations. Because when you have expectations, it's not that you can't.
We all have expectations, but it's also... I see what you're saying, because
let me give you an example.
Yeah.
So you can't have expectations about how people are going to feel or react or respond to you. So, for example, when my ex-husband left and moved back to New Jersey, I told some people that we'd split up, maybe some of the details of it, and it was quite personal. It was very difficult for me to be reaching out to people, especially over text, or a call. Call was horrible to call these people and be like, "I know you knew nothing was wrong." But he's left. Yeah. And some of those people that I thought were really good friends that I reached out to, because it wasn't like I reached out to everybody that I knew.
Yeah. This is when
he left. This was at end of
Colorado,
March.
right?
Yep, in Colorado.
This is this year.
Yeah. Some of those people never even reached back out to me. So I reached out to them to say, my husband has left, pretty much at the drop of a hat. I mean, that's ultimately what happened. Yeah. And I'm living here by myself, and no family.
And you just got the job at Cell?
No, well, that had already been.
Oh, okay.
No, so the expectation was that people would reach out to me.
Yeah.
And I was, the worst thing in my life basically had just happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why are these people not reaching back out to me? And I realized later that was just my expectation, that they were going to be reaching out to me. And that was I really going to not be friends with people because they didn't? No. But I learned this year more than ever is to put time into people who are putting time into you. Yes. And that's so important and that's what Women Grow has been to me, or the women that I've met through that. And
that's what we talked about today.
And my girlfriends. And this is very disorganized. Our conversation is, I'm saying it's not very cohesive.
That's exactly, because that's where I want it to go. I like to be able to talk about, just like we got to, is how we have to learn ourselves and how we react to our world around us, right? Oh, yeah. So with the expectation, and that's growing. And we talked about how dating feels more mature, right? Because you're doing what you want to do.
Right. I'm not compromising anymore. Right. I don't want to. I don't want to. If I don't want to do it, I do what I want to do. Yeah. And I'm, like we just said, being true to ourselves. Right. But it's not about the comfort. Because to me, I've lived this year. I feel like I have so many things I've lived by this year, because it's been a lot of shit to get through.
Because you changed jobs.
Yeah. So I basically have been saying that I want to be comfortable in the uncomfortable.
Yes. And that's where we have our most growth. Yes. And it's hard to stay there.
It's so hard to stay there. And sometimes it can get kind of cloudy when you get in a relationship. You get complacent and you're not willing to grow, and you get And that, to be honest, I think for me getting into another relationship, that's really what scares me the most.
Me too.
And I think about the time. Like,
Yes.
I barely have enough time. I actually do not have enough time to do the stuff I want to be doing.
Because what would
How
you...
could I fit somebody else in?
Yeah.
You know?
Because the ultimate goal, that's where you get to self-defense. So you got the new position. That will be your income stream. But what you ultimately want to be doing is adventure camps or your self-defense. What?
I think when I told you that in the chair, I was like, don't ever tell anyone this. What I want to be doing is I want to just be living my life. You don't want to be working a day in your life. When you're doing what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Because you get so much energy from doing what you love to do.
So that is sort of what the people that I've met through Women Grow have really shown me, is that I need to be doing something I'm passionate about. So I'm passionate about child welfare issues. I've been together with this group doing child welfare stuff within the cannabis, well, not within the cannabis industry. It's kind of a broader topic, but it's going to be the Colorado Coalition to Protect Children and Family Rights. And so we're just starting getting our principals together, and that's been really awesome. So I've been doing some child welfare stuff, and then I got the job, and so I'm doing some legal-esque work, and then I've been just starting hosting these self-defense classes.
Yes.
And
when are those?
So, well, the class I named Highly Aware, because if I could, I'd like to market it to the cannabis industry, but right now I'm not. I just am hosting them at Easton Training Center. And
how often are you doing those?
Once a month.
And
it's not consistent on the weekend. It probably just depends on what my schedule is.
Okay.
And also, I was thinking I might try and put it out there who can attend and get polls of attendance perhaps on the weekends, but it'll be on Sundays, and it's 1:45 to 4.
And how much does it cost?
$10.
$10
for 2 hours.
And I can come once a month.
Once a month. Yeah.
And it's a pretty good workout, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do
Well,
you get some aggression out?
I would think so.
Like, do you teach something? Like, is it something that I should go to every month to learn new skills?
Yes.
Or is it a one-time shop?
No.
Not shop, but, like, I'm going to know all the self-defense stuff in one session.
Okay. So I train jiu-jitsu probably right now 4 times a week. And some of the stuff that I'm teaching, when I was learning it, making the curriculum, I didn't even really know. And so I'm learning,
As you're going.
Exactly. And if I have all this experience, so people who are coming in for the first time and never had any experience, you do it once, you're not going to remember it. So you want to be able to do these moves under a high pressure situation.
So you want it to be just like a natural instinct, not like you have to think, what did Kim teach me to go for the jugular or the dick?
Exactly.
Or wait, what if a woman is attacking me?
Well, it still hurts there. Have you ever been kneed in the...
Well, yes, I have. We've all landed on the bike. The bike hurts just as bad for women and men. The bike.
It's true. I wear the bike shorts with the pad. It helps.
Well, like if you fall off, like we've all in our youth have fallen on the bar of the bike off of our bike.
Very true.
Or the bar, right.
I know.
And you can't talk, you can't breathe.
I got kneed in there sometimes at jiu-jitsu.
So how long have you been doing that, and you said you've been...
I love jiu-jitsu. So I've been training it for 4 years now. I started in New Jersey with Mikey and Andy Main at Pure MMA. And then I moved to Harrison, New Jersey. So we changed gyms. And I trained at Subforce under Marcos Duarte and Abraham Awad. And then I came to Colorado, and I've been training at Easton Training Center with Amal Easton and Elliot Marshall. So it's been super amazing journey.
So we're going to wrap up here.
Yeah.
So let's see. You've got a lot going on, and you had the best year and the worst year, and it's been amazing, and you're grateful. What does 2017 look like?
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to write, for one. It's been on my list of things to do for a while, and some people have been telling me I should be writing. And so it's just been really inspiring me, and this is probably the start of it, getting my story out there a little bit, and just I've been writing down some topics, and then
I can see you having a book because you take the most beautiful photos of yourself when you're out, and I'm assuming you're out by yourself, but maybe you're not
sometimes.
And I can see you having poetry underneath it. Just things that are quick that impact.
Thank you.
I can see that.
I love photography. I would really love like a nice camera and learn how to use it. I don't know if that's a goal for 2017, but definitely something in the near future. And I've been on Instagram at Kim Explores Colorado. I've been posting a lot more and just really promoting the adventuring part of it. And I would like to... I became an ambassador for Farrell Mountain Company.
Oh, yeah. That's what I thought was huge news. And you're like, it's not that big. And I'm like, I think it is huge to be an ambassador.
It is really huge. It's honestly, they're really great, and my girlfriend works there, and she's one of them. She's super inspiring. That's why I like to adventure, because I get so inspired that being out in nature, and then also the people who are doing it, they're inspiring. So it's like surrounding yourself with the people that
stretch you.
Yes, that push me.
And open up your world to new things. Because like looking at you, like I would never go camping by myself ever. I would never ever do it.
Let me tell you
but
that
you did it.
I slept with I have a Leatherman. I slept with the Leatherman knife open. I did accidentally tell these two guys that I met I was going to try and paddleboard on this lake, and they were fishing. And I told them that I was there alone. And I was like, as soon as I said it, I was like, why did I do that? So I was like, I better sleep with a knife. And I bear spray outside my tent.
Okay, no more telling anybody you're camping alone.
No, I would not do that again. You learn so many lessons and you push yourself. I skinned up A Basin, which skinning's where you ski uphill. It was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life. It was so challenging. But that's what it is. People are there and they push you.
Yeah, and I think we need to surround ourselves with people that not only stretch us and open our world, but support us when we want to say, I give up. Because believe me, I want to give up so many times, but it's like your story and what you're doing. I mean, watching you grow and watching you excel at all stuff. And it's just so nice to be surrounded by people that inspire you to keep pushing yourself.
Well, thank you. And it does. You surround yourself with people who inspire you, and you're just going to keep being inspired and grow. And that's this whole year has just been about a growth. And that is honestly why I could say it's the best year of my life, because I have grown so much. I did not stay stagnant. I am, even though one of my best girlfriends said, Kim, you're the same person as you were 4 years ago. It was that I was being true to myself.
Yeah.
So the core of me was the same.
Yes.
But I'm just living a truer life.
Right. Yep, I got that.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
And so to me, that was one of the biggest compliments I ever received. I was like, wow, thank you. And I definitely am not finished growing or done yet. There's so much. And it's exciting.
I know. I can't wait.
I know.
Well, so we'll get together again in 2017 and we'll see, we'll take a pulse check and we'll talk more about the mature dating.
I know.
We'll talk. I'll think about you for another segment if you feel open to it in about 6 months.
Okay. I mean, I would love to be back on here. I feel like we're just getting started.
Oh, honestly. We're just getting started.
I know. I wish that we had just started here. Keep going.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. Okay.
You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. You're amazing. We're done. Oh, I gotta sign off.
Oh, do we?
I don't know. I like your sign off. And this is I'm so rusty. This is B Trip. Becca B Trip and Kim Allen.
Yep.
And we're saying be curious.
Be curious and be courageous.
Till next time. We're done.
Oh my gosh, girl. She cried.
How I play so monstrous. My new friend binoculars. On another topic, the love it bothers them. Leave them bothersome. How we blossoming past awesomeness. Let them witness we're unlimited progress. Limitless drama. Limitless unstoppable. It's not impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. Y'all comical. Y'all wanna see us fall. Non-optional, unlogical. Overcoming every obstacle. 'Tis the season, falling leaves. Leave us room to grow. You in the past like who I used to know. Gotta go. What can you do to keep that pace? Love is the light.
Put your 2 fingers up like.
Here's what I can do to keep that pace. Love
Put your
is
2
the light.
fingers up like. Negativity is climbing dramatically. Such and such seems like they're after me. That's a conspiracy. Don't laugh at me, just laugh at me. Ha 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 ha. Who are you when I am proud of me? Monogamy. Open the blinds or open your minds. Let the light shine. Peace and love to the ones who don't show love. Hope your heart grows some. I'ma roll some. Burning like these memories. You might have switched up. not enough to call you an enemy. I don't really call you anything. Global warming, talk about a waste of energy. I only have one enemy. He used to be a friend of mine. That enemy is me. All my mirrors broken from disappointment. Watch my feet when you walk through the door. Shattered glass on the floor, and it's quick to draw blood, blood, on the blood, on the floor, on the blood.
Things I can't do to keep that at bay. Love is the light skin, darkness away. Things I can't do to keep that at bay. Love is the light skin, darkness away.
They say things happen for a reason. Is it only preaching or is it what you believe in? Is the one you pray to a demon or are we dreaming? Doubting what we seeing or is it all a plan? I say we leave our footprints in the sand. Hold my hand, no looking back unless you wanna backtrack. Gotta stay tacked, don't fall back in the trap. Misery will attack, our dreams becoming real. Just gotta stay up on the path.